I just simulated 10 full years, a whole decade on FIFA 14 to present day 2024 to realize and experiment what the fuck would have happened in world football and tracking pretty much every single tournament, every single player's development, who are the best players in the world, what were the best players in the world of today doing on this reality. Don't mind me managing FC Copenhagen and that name. So it is May 2024, so we still have no clue how the season's going to end, especially Premier League wise, Champions League wise. Scrolling throughout all tournaments, the Premier League finished like this in 2024. Chelsea are champions of England, Liverpool second, Arsenal, Spurs finishing the top four, Man City in fifth. Remember, this was Man City pre-Guardiola, Everton sixth, and Manchester United in seventh. Beware of Manchester United in seventh. You're going to see throughout the video that Man United in seventh seems normal, but trust me, you haven't fucking seen what kind of fucking bullshit Manchester United brought through this experiment. We've still got the old guard there in Stoke City. Fulham is still riding high. Sunderland there have never been relegated, actually. Swansea City is still there. Cardiff surviving, and QPR, Norwich, and Derby County all relegated. Seeing these three names getting relegated in the Prem alone, that's fucked on another level. Derby nearly went extinct, and just a casual, Bolton Wanderers in 10th. Again, nearly gone extinct, and a club that plays on a fucking university stadium. Where can we start with the history as a whole? Let's start with the most important one. Chelsea win the Champions League. This has not been the case in the 10 years. This has not been the case. Chelsea reaching a final has been a normality. The thing is, for them to win it is a completely different surrounding. It's a completely different test of their character. Because according to the tracking of every single season from 2013, 2014 until 2023-24, Chelsea have won a single Champions League against Valencia and was runner-up 4 times. Twice to Bayern, once to Manchester United again, and once to Real Madrid. And speaking of Real Madrid, they did not slip up whatsoever. Overall, it's a bit confusing for 14, so I'm not going to explain that much in detail because it can all go up and down so randomly that I can't even explain it myself, let alone people that have actually understood the algorithm of ratings in this game. So, out of the 10 seasons we simulated, Real Madrid won 5 Champions Leagues. It's like they never fucking left. But the main difference is Cristiano Ronaldo was not the main attribute for their success. I mean, sure, throughout the early years, he helped a fucking lot. But throughout the latter years, i.e. 2020, 2021, it has been mostly Jesse Rodriguez, Morata, Gareth Bale, centre forward as well, and robbing Bayern Munich out of Manuel Neuer themselves, and Salvatore Sirigu from PSG. Carvajal still there, nice and tight. Eric Lamela signed from Tottenham. So did Kelvin from Porto. But the main shock is Yaramendi, because it doesn't really show his rating, but he's around the 80s. Even though he's 34, he's still around the 84, 83 mark. And that's fucking mental for such a bang average midfielder. Nuri Sahin, up until around 2021-22, still fell into the same category of around 84 to 83, but then because obviously as older as you get, the rating starts dropping down an exponential level. This is his life now, 73. But I think it's time we start talking about Ballon d'Ors as well. This man, at the time, this boy, has won Player of the Year nomination and then winning the Player of the Year at latter parts of the season, because back then it was like that. It wasn't the Ballon d'Or itself. He won Player of the Year / Ballon d'Or on the 2021 season, helping Real Madrid to not win the Champions League, but actually finish runner-up. But in case of Real Madrid, apart from Cristiano Ronaldo, who has already retired a long while ago, so did Benzema as well, so did Sergio Ramos, Cristiano Ronaldo and Isco were the only Ballon d'Or winners in the whole of the 10 years for Real Madrid. So let's talk more about Champions Leagues again. These little pricks here, the dominant factor of the Bundesliga, and the reason why German fans cannot go 5 minutes without tearing their fucking hair out of 5th degree anger. Things haven't changed much since. They won nearly every single Bundesliga. It's been different in real life. They won nearly every single one. Couple of Dortmund seasons crashing down the party that Bayern Munich made for themselves. Bayern Munich won 2 Champions Leagues at that point on the 10 years. So check their surroundings. But familiar players like Zed and Shaqiri still there. Toni Kroos in FIFA 14 never left for Real Madrid. Still at Bayern to this day. Look, the old guard is just having a fucking laugh. Thomas Muller's still there. Although they signed Sergio Aguero, but he's now in his mid-30s, so the rating exemplifies it all. Also, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg never been given a chance on the first team of Bayern Munich while he was a teenager at the club at the time. He still is not given a chance. He pretty much wasted his whole career at Bavaria without having played a single game and wasted his entire potential. Forget moving to England, forget moving to Spurs. forget even play for Denmark. But the main pride of Bayern Munich's success is this motherfucker, Mario Götze. At 31, 85 rated, it seems like low, but this motherfucker was an 85 2 years ago. He was an 85 through most part of this. He was 91, verging on to 92, and can play literally anywhere in the field, and he would bang on 25 plus assists and around 10 plus goals every single season. I checked the stat tables for Bayern Munich every single season that they'll go on in the Champions League and on the Bundesliga. It will be like that constantly. Yeah, do you know how many Ballon d'Ors Mario Götze had? Player of the Year, winning campaigns he had? Yeah. Four times in the span of 10 years. Mario Götze, a one-goal wonder and an injury-prone stain at every single club he went, won 4 times the trophy of the best player in the world. Take a fucking bow, Super Mario. You're the one defeating Bowser. You're the one fucking Peach from behind. Holy shit, I'm impressed. I'm fucking impressed of you. Then again, if you most of the time play throughout these early FIFAs like FIFA 14, FIFA 15, Mario Götze's potential is around 92 to 94. So he's gonna do that regardless. And he's also played for Bayern Munich, so he's always gonna reach the top of his potential. Oh boy, it gets bloody. I'll scroll down through the Europa League teams that took part in that competition of the 23-24 season. You can see Inverness, Kilmarnock, Lech Poznan, Malmo, and Manchester United didn't play in the Champions League this year. I can guarantee you that the Premier League was the league without any originality and with the least amount of variety in its champions and on its top 4 positions. Because these two Mancunian fucking dominated the scene throughout the Premier League on the 10 years. They won 7 titles combined, with Manchester United getting 4 of them. So just imagine to yourself that instead of a continuous downfall that United settled throughout the years, false hope it gave the fat blokes that turn up to Old Trafford every single season expecting something different, and then they see Anthony spinning like a fucking Beyblade. They won 4 Champions Leagues in 10 years. Bayern Munich won 2. And Manchester United won 4. Not just that, but they also had, arguably, tied with Götze from Bayern Munich, the player with the most amount of Ballon d'Ors or Player of the Years of the whole experiment of the whole decade. Now, I'll give you 5 seconds, a 5-second timer, to think, who the fuck is this player that was at Manchester United in the start of that season, of that 13-14 season, that went on to win 4 Ballon d'Ors in 10 or 11 years? I'll give you a 5-second count. Go on. You done? You got it wrong. The player has actually retired for now, that I didn't really realize. He retired last season. It's Wayne Rooney. The Champions League out of the way, we got Ballon d'Or talk out of the way because there was a lot of repetition out of that fucking talk. Now, let's check greatest upsets. By far, my favorite one throughout this whole experiment that I had the pleasure to watch was in the Serie A, and it was Udinese. Pride of having discovered Alexis Sanchez and having signed Zico in the 80s, they did win a Serie A title. On the year 2021, Serie A champions, Italian champion. But unfortunately, their star players are not here. I mean, they still have Nico Lopez, which had an amazing potential, but his overall must have started to decrease ever since it turned 30, because that's how FIFA works anyway. But I put their best players all on the screen right now, so you don't get missed out on the 4. Oh, no. There's one. Without even a game face, because he was so irrelevant to the cause. He wasn't even worth a fucking face in the lobby itself. Bruno Fernandes actually just signed for Udinese as a 19-year-old. He, alongside, and I'm going to put it in the screen right now, Luis Muriel and Simon Scuffet, the goalkeeper, managed to accomplish this amazing feat that I don't really think Udinese ever did. So it's a historic title for them in every single way imaginable. They also won it in 21-22, doing it back-to-back, but they will never really do much at all past that point. Ligue 1 was also a lot more competitive than I thought, because PSG won the first 3 or 4 titles that they competed. Sometime around 16, 17, 18, things started to shift and started to change fast. That was the PSG before Neymar, that was PSG before Mbappe, that was the PSG before Messi, way before Messi. So entering the count of teams that managed to win the league in that span of a decade entered Olympique Marseille for the first time since 2010. They won it in 2018. Olympique Lyon, breaking their duck of their drought since the 2000s. They won it in 2021. And Saint Etienne won it in 2020. Again, somehow, but they have a fucking huge history in France. So that's not really that surprising because they have legacy. Also, Stade Rennes won a Ligue 1 title at 18-19. My favorite one from France, though, it had to be Toulouse, and I'll explain why. Most of them already have retired, but I'll give you the debrief of the most important players, like Jordan Veretout, former Aston Villa midfielder. But realistically, the most important ones, one that's already on the screen right now, Serge Aurier with Serge, get that hair off, shave that shit. For the love of humanity. Alongside Serge Aurier were players like Wissam Ben Yedder and Martin Braithwaite out of... Yes, the same Martin Braithwaite that was a number 9 for Barcelona in real life. One Ligue 1 with Toulouse. Out of all the 11 seasons simulated throughout the 2 hours that I've been sat on my desk and contemplating my life existence, Jack fucking Butland with a smirk out of a fucking gay person managed to lead Stoke City, you guessed it, to Premier League title. Helpers on that journey also include Jordan Muniesa, of course, Marko Arnautovic, the troublemaker, and even Daniel Bachmann as a backup choice for Butland himself. So one of the main key aspects is that this Stoke City team, once upon a time, signed Marquinhos, the same Brazilian international centre-back of 300 appearances for PSG, signed for grimy Stoke, and managed to win a Premier League title. The world record transfer fee. Now, at the time the game released, it was just recently been broken. It was Cristiano Ronaldo in 2009, then it became Gareth Bale in 2013 for around £100 million. I can safely guarantee you that the record was broken. Ladies and gentlemen, the release clause paid to bring a player from Valencia to Manchester City. The player was none other for £125 million, Sofian Feghouli. Yeah, do you know the maddest thing is? He wasn't even 90 rated. He was 89.